Since the introduction of the new divorce process in April 2022, we've seen an upturn in the amount of people coming to mediation because the new divorce service is less conflictual. There's no need now to explain the reasons why a relationship is broken down, other than to say that it's irretrievably broken down. Now, the process itself has been simplified. You can now apply online, either individually, and it can't be contested, or you can do it jointly, which is by far the best. Now, what the government have done is they've introduced a minimum period. First and foremost, you have to have been married for 12 months before you can apply for a divorce. But once you do apply for the divorce and it's been processed, there is a 6-month period. So for the first 20 weeks, it's kind of like a cooling off period. And it's during that time that we hope that people come to mediation. They talk about child arrangements, they talk about financial remedy. So that when it gets to the 20-week mark, the courts then issue a conditional order, which used to be called a decree nihil in the old divorce process. And it's at that point that once finances have been agreed, they can be submitted to the courts, and the courts will then determine whether it's a fair agreement. What is fair? It's very difficult to say, but what they're really looking at is, are the housing needs of the children met? Are the housing needs of the parents met? So once that's been agreed, and if the courts accept that, they'll seal it, which means that they recognise the agreement legally. And should then anything break down after that, it's quite a quick remedy to have that enforced. Once that's done, then once the conditional order has been issued, it's 6 weeks and 1 day later, you can apply for the final order. And the final order used to be called the decree absolute. So the aim there is, once you've applied for that, you have the arrangements in place with children, and you've reached a financial settlement, and therefore you're divorced. The important part of the financial consent order is that the aim would always be to be a clean break, so that once the divorce is concluded and all the finances have been divided wherever necessary, it means that you have that financial severance from each other. And once you've got that, neither one of you is responsible anymore for the finances of the other person. But equally, neither one of you can make a future claim against the other. So if one of them won a big lottery win, for instance, then no claim can be made. So it really does give that separation. So it's really important to understand that it's not just a divorce. You really do need to make sure you have that financial arrangement in place.